This is the Andre Segovia Show.
And I'm sure we'll know more with the unboxed event where they'll be announcing this guy. So here we go. Topic number one is the Galaxy Fold 3. There's a Z in there somewhere, right? Yeah, there it is. There's a Galaxy Z Fold 3. Samsung, damn it. Why can't you stick to this? Stick to the simple branding. Why do you get, like, we just simplified our branding. Now we're just going to keep adding to it. That's not simplifying. That's still complicating things. So look, we sold these many Galaxies. Well, yeah, but it's a whole genre in of it itself. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. I get frustrated. Yeah. Will you notice something? There's a stylus there. There's an S Pen. So you mean to tell me in one generation, Samsung made leaps and bounds where you went from pressing with the soft part of your thumb instead of using your nail because you will puncture the screen. Now we can poke at it with a stylus, and other rumors show, or leaked promotional material show this phone in a splash of water. That rumors say it's IPX68 water and dust resistance. Folks, that's insane. That's leaps and bounds generational leap from the second gen device, the Fold 2. And like Jaime Rivera from Pocket Now says, this is from Pocket Now, he has said it before. Wait for the third generation cycle of a product for that part to hit stride. He's being proven right with this. I don't like the how narrow the phone is as a candy bar when it's closed. I mean, but it's cool that you have a full screen in the front. But when it comes to folding open, there's supposed to be an under display camera in there, so we should be able to see an entirely flush screen instead of a cutout when you open it up, which would be amazing and awesome. How would the camera work? I don't know. I know NKBHD covered this on his channel some time ago. I don't know if it was ZTE, Acer, or Asus, one of those that did the under display camera, and it was all right for the most part. Not to mention that was the first attempt at anyone to legitimately do that. And then we have the Flip 3. I never seen this one in person. I don't think, at least not opened up. I've only seen like a clamshell. So I'm curious how tall and big it does feel in the hand versus something like this. But of course, I would go for this one. I much prefer it, especially if I could poke at it with an S Pen, because then that would make it a much better experience. Because I'm used to just doodling on these things, especially because I have my Note 10, my trusty Note 10. Still, this is fascinating, folks. I am interested. Wow, I must say that's gonna be interesting to see. The camera doesn't look as protruding at the bump here like it does on this guy. So I think my thumbnail shows that the Fold 3 is greater than the Duo 2. Yes, because I am among the Windows Central users expressing unhappiness with the Duo's biggest change, and that's with respect to that camera array in the back. Oh, but this is just a rumor mill confirmed by Windows Central, and when they confirm it, they're basically the authority there. I don't challenge them. So that is confirmed. Look, on my reviews and talk about the Surface Duo, I've praised it for what it has and what it does well. The software is where it falls apart. I didn't mind the hardware because I know that you can get mileage out of this thing. But it's the software that held the product back and still does. I mean, Microsoft just gave it, a 50% price cut in the UK? They want to get rid of this thing before they ship this one now. But how much is this going to cost? If the Duo, when it first launched, was $1,500, and this was supposed to have 5G, more RAM, camera setup in the back, improved camera in the front. I don't know about the refresh rate of the screen. Is going to be high refresh rate or whatever. There's much we don't know. So, how much is it going to cost? North of $1,500, because this thing is already rumored to cost even more than before. And if it has everything it says it does, of course, then it probably would be worthwhile this time versus spending $2,000+ on a device and not actually being able to use it, get to baby it all the time. No, I wouldn't want to spend that much money on a device I couldn't use. I probably still wouldn't spend that much, even if it could do all that. But if they supposedly have a great trade-in program where you can even stack up like devices to trade in for it, so that should bring the price down. We shall see. This one, however, is it going to cost north of $1,500? I think it might. It might be $2,000. I love the hardware feel on this thing. And I didn't mind, like I said in my reviews, that the camera was only inside, because I think people lost the whole point. Like, oh, but there's no screen on the outside. Well, it's kind of like a PDA, but an actual super powerful mini computer PDA. The thing that held this back, though, which is why I would pick the Fold over the Duo, is because the Microsoft experience and programs baked into Galaxy. Yes, the Your Companion thing and everything, that rolled out first to Samsung. And a lot of that stuff is still not on the Duo. We haven't gotten those feature upgrades. So maybe will it come with Android 11? Well, I talked about at the beginning of the episode, rolling blackouts and things. I did an entire episode earlier this year, when we had a similar experience and we didn't have any internet for like 3 or 4 days in the office, but it's all right. I plugged in my Note 10. I used Dex and how it got me through a week. But what ultimately I'm getting at is the ability to be able to use Microsoft product services with your computer on your phone that's not available on the Duo. You gotta set the Duo apart, Microsoft, if you want to do something great. And you haven't done so yet. The Duo 2, if the Surface Duo fans are already rejecting it, that device is dead on arrival, because you're tailoring it to the ones that were complaining in the first place about this device that didn't buy it. But if you're alienating the people that did buy it, that were hoping for more, and they're not gonna buy it, yeah, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I would have probably listened to like users, the Windows Central, like those that bought it. Like, let's survey them instead of surveying the consumer out there that like, hey, what do you think about this phone? Yeah, I don't want it. No, I don't like it. I wouldn't buy it. So, well, what do you have? An iPhone. Why are you interviewing iPhone? I understand that's what you did, but I wouldn't be surprised that's what you did. Because you know who's learning their lesson right now? A lot of iPhone users that don't want to be tracked. A lot of Android users that only stuck with Android or Samsung. To them, Android was Samsung, that they stuck around and they say, oh, I wish there was an alternative. And that's why this whole Freedom Phone, which I'm going to segue into now, like this whole Freedom Phone thing, that we need something that competes against big tech. Folks, they existed. It was called BlackBerry. It was called Windows Phone. It was called WebOS. You didn't go for it. Why? Because it didn't have the apps. And how many of you are asking about a Google device and you're like, well, can I get the apps that I want on it? Well, technically, yes, because you're on Android. It's like, all right, good. I'm going to bring all my apps from my other device and put them on Lineage OS or whatever the Google phone I have. You're defeating the reason you're moving to a Google device. You're just going to have a little more control over the back end, but unless you know your way around it, you're not going to realize it. And you're still going to be using it the same way you did with whatever's out of the box available at the stores. So between these two, yeah, I got my eyes set on this guy. I am more interested on that than I am on this device. And mostly, honestly, I'm happy with my Duo. I just want the proper software support with Android 11. There's some things that I know this device is capable of that it can do. It just needs Microsoft to deliver the goods. I don't think the specs will save a phone with half-baked software. That's just the truth. And it's always been the truth. Whereas Samsung has more experience in the foldable space. And they're going to deliver all the promises that they're, well, not even promises, the expectations from their own audience that they already enjoy on the other consumer products. They're just trying to catch this product up. And if they do it, wow, hats off to them.